working to connect a region of over 600 million bridges between our lands.
Hello and welcome to ASEAN in Focus. I'm Maricar Velasco delivering to you the latest news in and around the ASEAN region. On today's headlines, President Rodrigo Duterte on Thursday, October 25, removed Isidro La Peña as Bureau of Customs Commissioner, replacing him with Maritime Industry Authority Administrator Ray Leonardo Guerrero. Myanmar police Wednesday arrested 3 journalists after their paper criticized the financial management of Yangon's government, which is overseen by a protege of leader Aung San Suu Kyi in the latest case to spark concern over press freedom. And the Philippines opened the doors Friday to a spruced up and newly regulated Boracay, its famous holiday island that was shuttered to mend decades of harm caused by unchecked tourism. President Rodrigo Duterte on Thursday, October 25, removed Isidro La Peña as Bureau of Customs Commissioner, replacing him with Maritime Industry Authority Administrator Ray Leonardo Guerrero. He also ordered the new Bureau of Customs Chief Guerrero to remove from their key positions all commissioners and department heads of the Bureau. He said that these personnel should be placed on floating status and that it does not matter if it will result in the delays of the Bureau's operations. President Duterte said the commissioners are out, the department heads are out, telling this to Guerrero during the 117th anniversary of the Philippine Coast Guard at the PCG headquarters in Port Area, Manila on October 25, 2018. President Duterte moved La Peña to the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, where he will serve as the Director General. He said General La Peña will move to TESDA and will promote him to a cabinet member position. Speaking to Guerrero, President Duterte said he knows that he was happy there and that he was contented, but the demands of public service and the need for honest men require it, and wishing him good luck. Duterte said that Guerrero should replace all key officers at the Bureau of Customs. Myanmar police Wednesday arrested 3 journalists after their paper criticized the financial management of Yangon's government, which is overseen by a protege of leader Aung San Suu Kyi in the latest case to spark concern over press freedom. Rights groups criticized the detention of the 3 from 11 Media, which comes as the latest in the long series of cases brought against by the media under vague and outdated laws. Executive editors Kiao Zhao Lin, Na Yi Min, and chief reporter Pheo Wai Win were hauled in before a Yangon court in handcuffs on Wednesday morning to hear the charges against them before being carted off to jail. Defense lawyer Ki Min told media the case was filed over an article published Monday about the funding behind the city's bus network, a scheme run by Yangon Chief Minister and Suu Kyi confidant Pheo Min Thein. Defense lawyer Ki Min said all 3 of them were sent to an insane prison after a case was filed against them under Section 505 paragraph B. The trio could be fined and jailed for up to 2 years if a court rules that their story was published with intent to cause or was likely to cause fear or alarm to the public. Ravi Prasad from the Vienna-based International Press Institute says their arrest is an affront to press freedom and a sign the government is close to becoming an authoritarian regime. Former Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak says his conscience is clear, and he said and his allies are charged with allegedly looting $1.6 billion of public money, the latest accusations against figures from the scandal-plagued old regime.
My conscience is clear that the decisions taken were taken for the interests of the nation in the context of when you receive certain money, you have to pay back. Otherwise, but what is more important is that in the charge sheet or the charges that were leveled, there were no indication or no accusation of benefiting, personally benefiting from the decisions we've taken. So what I want to say is that don't be misguided by the total sum. If you add all the sum, it's 6.5 billion, but it does not mean 6.5 billion has gone missing. No.
U.S. prosecutors unveiled charges Thursday against a Singapore businessman once lauded as a leading young entrepreneur, alleging he illegally laundered millions of dollars in funds from North Korea. A grand jury indictment charged Tan Wee Beng, 41, with working with several others unnamed actors to move money through the international banking system for North Korean banks between 2011 and 2018, violating international sanctions on North Korea. Separately, the U.S. Treasury slapped sanctions on Tan and two companies he ran, Wee Chong's PTE and WT Marine PTE, both of which did business with North Korea. FBI Assistant Director William Sweeney in a statement said Tan conducted illicit transactions totaling millions of dollars in support of North Korean entities in blatant violations of a host of economic sanctions the United States has established against North Korea and North Korean entities. The indictment and sanctions announcement said one of Tan's companies handled millions of dollars worth of commodity contracts for Pyongyang and said Tan followed instructions from sanctioned North Korean banks on how to move funds for them through the global banking system. Money transfers involved front companies in Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, and elsewhere, adding that ships operated by Tan's WT Marine engaged in sanctions violating activities involving North Korea. The FBI placed Tan on its most wanted list, saying his whereabouts are currently unknown.
Visiting the Philippines, Manila or Quezon City is a popular destination. But oftentimes the hustle and bustle of the city can be more stressful on your vacation. So when you feel the need to reconnect to nature or relax again, there's a beautiful oasis just outside of the city called the Garden at Ciudad de Victoria. That you can see here include hydrangea, snapdragon, and stargazers. They're truly beautiful. The gardens at Ciudad de Victoria are so peaceful, tranquil, and beautiful that it's become a haven for young couples and a very popular venue for engagement photos. The next time you want an escape from the big city, the garden at Ciudad de Victoria is a wonderful place to visit.
Welcome back. Singapore-based Grab has partnered payments processor MasterCard Incorporated to issue prepaid cards tailored to Southeast Asian consumers, extending the use of Grab's digital wallets and helping its unbanked users transact online. The two companies aim to launch both virtual and physical versions of the prepaid cards in the first half of 2019, starting in Singapore, Grab's home market, and the Philippines, with the intention of rolling out of the service across the region. The cards will give Grab and MasterCard significant insight into consumer trends in a region where 200 million people are expected to enter the middle class by 2030. Grab, which was set up in 2012 and is currently valued at $11 billion, is moving aggressively into sectors beyond ride-hailing such as healthcare, food delivery, and mobile payments, helping to cement its dominant position in the region at a time when rivals, including Indonesia's Gojek, accelerate their own expansions. The Philippines and the United States governments jointly announced that huge strides have been made towards resolving bilateral trade issues under the Trade and Investment Framework Agreements, or TIFA, saying that both parties are committed to enhance economic ties. This was contained in a joint statement issued by a U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer and the Department of Trade and Industry Secretary Ramon Lopez on Monday evening. In the joint statement, the United States Trade Representative recognized the Philippines' adherence to World Trade Organization rules, ensuring WTO consistent valuation on agricultural imports, as well as the country's commitment to fair trade by not launching policies that would restrict or prohibit the entry of U.S. product to the Philippine market. The USTR also noted that Philippine government's effort to protect geographical indications. On the other hand, the Philippine government welcomed the resolution of the issues on market access for its agricultural products, such as mango, young green coconuts, and Carrageenan, as well as the inclusion of travel goods under the generalized system of preference granted by the U.S. government to the Philippines. Under the U.S. GSP, some $1.5 billion worth of Philippine exports to the U.S. enter the market duty-free.
Join the EBC Family Fun Run November 18, 2018 at the Ciudad de Victoria Complex, Bulacan. Choose from race categories: 1.062 kilometer, 2.5 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and 9.55 kilometers. Registration is ongoing. For more details, log on to www.eaglenews.ph/EBC Fun Run or call 784-7450, local 1162. You may also visit www.facebook.com/EBC Fun Run. EBC Family Fun Run.
Hi guys, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Kenneth. And we're your new hosts for The Break Room.
So please watch us every Monday at 7:30 to 8 in the evening. We are one with 25.
Diskusyon, Biyernes alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi.
Welcome back. The Philippines opened the doors Friday to a spruced up and newly regulated Boracay. It's a famous holiday island that was shuttered to mend decades of harm caused by unchecked tourism. The white sand idol was closed to visitors in April after President Rodrigo Duterte called it a cesspool tainted by raw sewage flowing from hotels and restaurants straight into the sea. But the rechristened resort has a slew of new rules that restrict boozing and smoking on the beach, limit the number of tourists and hotels, all while a renovation spree is ongoing. Among the first visitors to land just after dawn on Friday were first-timers attracted by the prospect of a cleaner, less crowded island. Once a quiet hideaway favored by backpackers, the tiny island was transformed by overdevelopment into a mass destination, seeing some 2 million visitors per year. Under the new regime, the beachfront is cleared of the masseuses, vendors, bonfires, and even the builders of its famous photo-op sandcastle it was once crowded with. Buildings were bulldozed and businesses pushed back to create a 30-meter or 98-foot buffer zone from the waterline. Construction is everywhere with road repairs, hotels, and resorts renovations happening around the island. All water sports save for swimming are also banned for the time being, while Boracay's 3 casinos have been permanently shut down in line with Duterte's wishes. Boracay, which major tourist magazines consistently rate as among the world's best beaches, measures a mere 1,000 hectares or 2,470 acres. Yet it was seeing up to 40,000 sun worshippers at peak times, with tourists spending $1 billion a year, but also leaving mountains of garbage and an overflowing sewer system.
Excited na parang ano ba, na makakabalik ulit kami ng trabaho, normal naman ang buhay, ganun lang. Ang hotels dito parang war zone, parang ghost town. Tapos kami na walang trabaho, umuwi sa amin, tapos ayun, naghintay ng 6 months para makapagtrabaho uli.
So, marami pang renovations, hindi pa talaga perfect, pero yung pagdating mo dito sa beach, parang marirealize mo na worth it yung 6 months na kinlaw siya.
Thailand's Suradityong Chaoron and Chai carded a 6 under 66 with 3 birdies on the last 5 holes to take the lead at the Panasonic Open India Golf in New Delhi on Thursday. The 19-year-old, who finished tied 5th at the last week's UMA CNS Open in Pakistan, ended the opening round of the Asian Tour event with 7 birdies against 1 bogey. India's Ajitesh Sandhu and Tapi Gai, along with Bangladesh pro Siddhi Kaur Rahman, were joint second on 67 at the par 72 Delhi golf course. She was delighted to continue his fine form as he takes aim at a breakthrough Asian Tour title. He had finished tied 21st at the Panasonic Open last year. She said she feels very good with her game. She hit a lot of fairways, her tee shots were very good, and that was the key to play well there. And that is the latest news in the Southeast Asian nations. Stay updated about the ASEAN region. I'm Maricar Velasco and I am 1 with 25.